Hey, it's me, Thick Law, and I'm doing a video with spoilers about Reservation Dogs. So if you haven't watched all three seasons, I recommend watching it before you watch this video because I feel like it's going to... Well, why are you watching this at that point? Anyway, first season, I liked it because it showed how these kids were a little broken and not having any direction with the first episode where they steal the truck, you know. Kind of reminded me of my childhood. Long story. um, but then at the end of that season, they decided to not go to California and stay there, you know. And then you had season 2, which is they're going to California to go for a friend, and they kind of grow along with that road. Though you kind of see the growth in season 3 of what happened, what the stuff we have not watched, and when they went to California in season 2. And so, which I felt was kind of sad that it was kind of short, because that could have been a whole season of them being in California. I was hoping they were going to do references to artists or stuff that were from Oklahoma. They went to where they were at and died there, you know, type of thing. But that's a whole different story. If I guess we'll go more on that another time. And the third season, yeah, it was just the second season. Was it second season? Yeah, it was second season where the girls go, and I thought they were going to be kidnapped. As far as you know, that guy who got stabbed by what's her name could have been a kidnapper, as far as we know. If he wasn't, they didn't show it, so I think it's just up in the air. Like, those girls could have been lost. They were going in the opposite direction of where they wanted to go, into a secluded area, and the girls did everything they can to avoid that situation. But eventually they go to California, lose everything, and go from there. Then you have the third season, which is Bear's, I guess you call it spirit journey, you know, spirit guide journey, where he has to become a better person, or at least find out what type of person that he wants to be. And I think that was pretty cool. A modernized version of, you know, the Spirit Quest type of thing, which would have been fun if they did the stereotype, or at least, you know, it could have been funny stuff like that in the season. And you know, he meets someone along this journey, and finds in the whole without him meeting him, who knows what had happened in the plot. If he didn't, they would have not found him. He wouldn't met Betsuko before his death, and it would have been a whole different feeling with the end. But they found him, found his friends. You know, they had the spin-off, which, come on, that 70s native show, come on, it's all written there for a spin-off. Or Dazed and Confused, whatever you want to go with, you know. They confuse the Indians. But yeah, the third season I liked because it was mostly about community. Even though things shattered or broke, or things aren't as universally accepted as it should be, they try to rebuild. And that was, I think, a very beautiful understanding of the scene. What else happened in those? I think it's fine. The Star People references. The only thing I wish they did in any of these seasons is maybe have the little people. And, you know, I have my own ideas, and I think it might be kind of stereotypical, or maybe it's a romanticizing of little people, but I always imagined they would be like native people before colonization, or a modernized version, like, you know, like the Littles, but then do it with, you know, native little people. Would have been interesting, but who knows? Maybe that'll be a spin-off, you know. Then everybody had their own personal journeys. Elora. I only know her because it's freaking. She's named after the Willow character, which everyone reminds her, and I'm like, yeah, that's my first thought when I heard they say Elora. I'm like, Elora from Willow. Elora goes on her own journey, going to college, meeting her biological father, and I guess having a second chance. And a lot of people, I think that's what it is, community, second chances. It was pretty much a whole season 3 was, which I feel like that would have been the 4th season. This, all these things, but I feel like it was rushed. I don't know what was going on, Hulu or Disney or productions or what they were saying. They're like, no, we don't want it, or we're not sure. So they kind of be like, okay, final season, kind of close everything together. So that's how I felt. Bear, in his journey, became a better man. Had to tell his dad, hey, I'm not looking up to you anymore. You don't seem like a good model. And then his current baby mama finding out the truth, and she looked kind of pissed, but we don't know what happens after that point. Then you had Billy Jack. I feel like that she could have her own spin-off show, but I feel like that's gonna be a mean thing. It's gonna be like the our Joey for Reservation Dogs. Because I'm saying if she stays and everybody who's kind of staying or visiting has to show up sometime, and if they don't have time or don't want to do it, it's not gonna look that great. So that's just my mind. Cheese, having to learn more about nature since he's been a nerd. I'm saying he had a VR headset, and his adopted grandma was like, no, you're going out in the woods, have fun. And it's kind of funny. Her history, I don't know, that'd be kind of cool, the native spin-off. I'm thinking about it every time in my head, and I'm like, oh, you can imagine. Even though it's Kwa, and she's a good looking model, I'm surprised it covered her tattoo on her chin. But, I imagine her kind of disappearing and reappearing if they ever do a spin-off for that 70s show. Who knows? The Bigfoots appear again in this 3rd season. Aliens appear for the first time. The Star People, I guess you can say. Though it's open to debate whether it did happen or didn't. And I think that's what I do like about it. It's like, if you're like me, agnostic, and you're like, that stuff doesn't exist. Like, I want to believe there's aliens out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, even I have this mural here that has the Star People, as you can tell. But I guess my idea is our ideas of aliens is more myth than reality. And I think once we see what real aliens look like, they're gonna not look like what we thought in our heads, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Anyway, yeah, it was a pretty good show. I don't know how I can recommend it. So many times, if you haven't seen it, why are you watching this video? And if you haven't, watch it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I feel like I kind of ranted on, so I'm kind of stopping it here. I can go on for hours on this show. Anyway, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.